going to go into our journeys now a little bit, and we're going to talk about some topics that are going to be quite hard for us to speak about because there's going to be some failures and some good. But the main thing is that as podcasters, as influencers, we want to be as open as possible. We don't want to talk about, we don't want to hide about things that other people don't speak about. And sometimes it's not a topic that's spoken about enough. People portray the greatest possible journey that they could have. They think that it's all roses and dandelions and bees in the meadows and stuff like that. That's utter crap.
We've realised we're in a slump, so we've almost had to go back to basics with our accountability. We've had to take action, because even though we've tried to restart a couple of times, we've just had too much load on the old engine and we keep on stalling.
Yeah.
So we've almost gone back to basics and properly cut it down to skeleton, the bare bones, where we were way back in like 2019, 2020, where we first started. And now it's going to be easy to rebuild all of a sudden.
We are Finding Success. We're here to break the monotony of your life and help you find your own version of success. Welcome back to another episode, guys, with me, Adam.
And me, Alex. How you doing, dude?
I'm good, mate. Are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Talk about your week. How's it been?
No, I have to. This week was all right, mate. I struggled a little bit, to be fair. I've been a bit more focused on personal life. I've had a lot of things to sort out this week, and that's been taking its toll, I think, a little bit with regards to getting the investing, getting the trading done. That slipped. That's the reading, everything that I slipped. And I just need to get back into it. I need to keep pushing on with that accountability. I think printing that sheet off has helped massively, but I need to put it somewhere where I can see it more often or something. I don't know.
That's a good show. Yeah.
I need to just do that. I've got a tip, but I'll ask, how's your week going first? No, I'll tell the tip.
Similar sort of thing, slipping. Life's getting in the way of personal life. It's amazing how if you don't stay on top of personal life, all of a sudden it can like come and bite you in the ass.
Yeah,
like,
it can.
just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it'd be quite a bit to actually have to do refocus and swerve your goals just temporarily to get back on top, to get that in check, and then you carry on again. But you lose momentum.
You can.
So it hurts. It takes a hit.
And I think the thing as well that people don't realise sometimes is personal life is important. Our goals for our personal life is important. And our partners are also important to us as well, and our friends and family. So we have to, as a human being, try to equally distribute all of our time and effort into those 3-4 topics. And it's just not an easy thing to do sometimes. We have to be aware.
Juggling all those things is tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's not easy, and it never will be easy. But
no.
The tip I was going to say,
Go
on. About the spreadsheet thing, I print it off and put it in front of you.
Yeah, I like that.
I've actually been, on the Sunday, we speak about, visualising the goals, getting the stuff done we want to do this week and writing it down on the whiteboard and we can see it. I've gone so far as taking a picture of that and setting it as a home screen. So whenever you open your phone, you see the things that you want to do. So every time that you look at your phone, you're always reminded, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. Even though I've got the calendar updates coming in, I've just got that extra bit of reassurance. Every time I look at my phone, I know that I need to meditate, I need to read a book, I need to do the FS work, I need to do training, login, all that kind of stuff, work out. It's all on my phone every single time. Just the big 5 that we do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to break it if you want the spreadsheet.
It's available now. Just email us.
Yeah. It won't be free for very long, so be quick. But so it's not a bad little idea.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good. Interesting.
This week, my friend.
Talk to us.
It's going to be an update of the year so far. We're now, the 3rd week in May?
Yeah.
We've been going now for over 5 months of the year. And it's been a rough year for a lot of people. The weather, the financial hit, the interest rates, inflation.
Yeah.
A lot of people are struggling.
Stinging all of us.
Oh, mate. And just, walking down the street, you can see that people are physically hurting. I think I went shopping at the weekend just to walk through, get a coffee and had to drop off some stuff. And there's physically empty shops in where I went shopping, and there's never empty shops at this shopping centre. Like, empty.
Oh, like the likes of DHS and or
Yeah.
I don't know shopping centre shops.
Yeah,
Not
like,
your supermarkets.
no, like physically empty stores in a massive shopping village, should we say?
Yeah.
And it's a bit scary. It obviously shows that people are struggling, companies are struggling, whether that be going online, whether that be in everyday life, and people aren't spending the money, and we're having to close down stores. And the realisation, I think, that the country's in a bit of despair, walking through that has opened my eyes a little bit more. It really has, and I think we need to just be more aware of what we're doing with our journey, and like we said at the start, just being aware of our time.
Yeah, amen. I think you're right. I think the country's in a bad way. It's heading in a downward spiral in a sense. So now is better time than ever to get on top of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you're ready to attack whatever it is coming at us.
Do you think that the worry, the shame, not the shame, but maybe the worry for sure, of the way that the country's going, is that affecting people's journeys? Especially, we're going to talk about ours in this one. Do you reckon it's affected our journey in any way?
I think, well, without a doubt, inflation's affecting everyone. It's affecting our journeys. But as for like the political side of the country and so on, I think it can let it affect you if you let it. Just like watching the news, that negative. If you feed yourself negative content, you will become a negative person.
Yeah,
and that will bleed into your journey and affect your everyday life. So, I think like politically and economically, essentially, it's not massively affecting us unless you let it. So if it is, just have a think about it. Are you feeding yourself negative news? I had a friend of mine who was getting not depressed but negative all the time, and every time I go and see him, or he's just got some downtime, he's on Sky News on his phone, on the app, just reading all the bad things that's going on in the world. I'm like, geez, put that down.
Turn it off.
Yeah,
we don't need it.
Yeah,
it's like some people have the BBC News. That what's that like little jingle that they play? Da-dum. And every time it comes on their phone, it's on loud. It's like, oh my God, what else is going on?
You're joking.
Like, just turn it off. We don't need to know that. We don't need to physically know what's going on in the world every second of the day. We don't need to know that, and it just depresses us.
Yeah. Even if that's doing it, just get rid of it, cut it out. Don't let it affect your journey.
Yeah, it's bad for us. Bad for us.
Definitely.
All. So we're going to go into our journeys now a little bit, and we're going to talk about some topics that are going to be quite hard for us to speak about because there's going to be some failures and some good. But the main thing is that as podcasters, as influencers, we want to be as open as possible. We don't want to talk about, we don't want to hide about things that other people don't speak about. And sometimes it's not a topic that's spoken about enough. People portray the greatest possible journey that they could have. They think that it's all roses and dandelions and bees in the meadows and stuff like that. That's utter crap. We don't want to pursue that at all. We want to share the grind. We want to show you how hard it actually is and how much of an effort it can be and is for every single person on this journey. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, getting into it, what is the first topic that we want to talk about in today?
Realising it's okay to have slumps.
Yeah.
There's always downtimes. There's ups and downs everywhere. I think you'd be ludicrous to think you're if we're looking at it on a graph and we could plot it like you would like your savings, you want to see it go up and up and up. If you would be. It's ludicrous to imagine that your journey of success, chasing that, aiming for that goal, it's just absolute zero chance of it ever being linear. It's never going to go straight up in a straight line. Yeah. It's going to be ups and downs, troughs and peaks, and so on and so forth. And I think this year we're in a bit of a trough, aren't we?
We are.
We're heading
starting
down.
Off, yeah.
We are. Started the year in a bit of a trough, and it's time to pick ourselves up. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's a fun little experiment a team of scientists did. They started a metal, like marble almost, 3 marbles starting all at the same height, and the end point was at the exact same position as well, a good 2 feet away from the starting point and about a foot lower. So almost like an L on its back.
Yeah, got you.
And they dropped all 3 marbles at the exact same time, and they followed this path.
Like a channel.
A channel, that's it, perfect. And each channel was slightly different to the other. One was a straight line to the finish line. One was just one big, like an instant drop at the beginning, and then a straight line to the end. And the third one was more waves that had peaks and troughs, just like a journey does, ups and downs.
Okay.
And guess which one was the fast? Which ball made it to the end first?
I'm going to go the peaks and troughs.
Exactly that.
Really?
The peaks and troughs made it to the end first. The slowest one was the instant drop, and then straight lines. Even though it gained all that momentum and speed on the way down, it flatlined and didn't.
Fizzled out real quick.
And then second place was the diagonal, the straight line to the finish. And P1 came the ups and the troughs and peaks.
Just goes to show that even in general physics, that we all have peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
It can never be one straight line.
It's not necessarily winter.
Oh
how many plants die during the winter just to come back just as beautiful, if not more, the next year.
Yeah.
So it's good to have the troughs, I think, because especially in like this sort of world, we're gonna pick ourselves up and have more momentum coming out of it, and you'll just reach that a little bit further.
Yeah.
And you'll get to that next level. Oh, you're gonna drop down. You'll lose momentum. And you have to pick yourself back up. You've got to just keep picking yourself back up. That's the key.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think people who don't realise that, people who give up on the first sign of pain, of failure, of we spoke about it last week with the Matt Fraser, the medal in the gym.
Yes.
You have to look at that failure and go, right, this is where I've troughed, and now I want to peak. He said he ate like crap, didn't train hard enough, and the next year he went and bloody smashed it out of the park, didn't he? So it just goes to show we have to recognise that and realise that we are going to peak, we are going to trough, and we just need to keep working and grinding. What is the bigger goal? What is the aim? Let's
Spot on,
to go towards
Spot on. Yeah, use failure, learn from our failures.
Yeah.
Biggest bit of value there. What's next? What do you want?
I think I'm gonna slice it a little bit. I'm gonna talk about shiny object syndrome, because I think that comes in with it sometimes.
Okay.
I think that there's people out there that struggle with their own journey and their goals because they have the option to scroll through social media and see that other people are doing something better and with doing something else. Whether that be investing, whether that be trading, whether that be classic cars, fine wine, forex, whatever you want to do. And we can see that they're successful. They've had loads of cars, they've got, the women, the houses, the men, whatever they want. And they're just showing you the great side of life. In reality, that took them probably either was fed down by their parents, or they're taking or renting a car out to take some pictures with it, or they've actually worked and have done the graft, have put the time, have put the effort in, and have achieved what they want to achieve. And then we scroll through social media and we see this guy doing that, and we're fully invested in investing or in trading, and we know that he's put an ad out, sell classic cars and make millions in 5 minutes. What? 5 minutes? Let me sign up now.
Yeah.
So we go and do that. So we've just lost the sight of our own journey straight off because we've given up on what the bigger value is. We don't want to do it anymore. We want to go and sell classic cars because there's more money in it. It's not the point. Shiny object syndrome is a real thing. Be aware of it. Don't be lackadaisical with this sort of thing. You have to be fully invested in your own journey. And as we said, we're going to fail. We're going to have peaks. We're going to have troughs. But just remember, visualize, refocus on what your true goals are to you, and go and chase it. Don't give up on it. Don't go for that stupid Ponzi scheme. Just look at yourself, look in the real scheme of things, and go, right, this is what I want to do. And don't chase the money. Chase the dream.
Absolutely. Alex Hormozi released some content about this not too long ago, and it's essentially the same thing, but from in slightly different terminology.
Okay.
And I can't remember the exact terminology, but I'm going to try and butcher it anyway. Basically, entrepreneurs in the early days, they start off in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
They come up with a business plan. It's all great. It's fantastic. They look into it, start working, and they start finding more pit holes and flaws and so on and so forth in this plan.
Yeah.
And he called the bottom phase, I can't remember, but it's basically it's where you've basically turned it into a toxic, not business, but idea, and you can no longer function out of it. You can no longer work out of it. So immediately you just move on to the next idea. And you're suddenly in the honeymoon phase of this day. This would be great return. This would be great earnings, etc., etc. This would be fantastic. This is what I need to do. And you again start working and looking into it deeper and deeper and find all the pitfalls and flaws, and you get into this bottom level again, where you're just like, oh, it's not very good actually. It's not going to work. So you keep moving on to the next thing. We know someone just like that who does literally starts at the top, projects this amazing image of how perfect it will be, talks himself out of it at the bottom, and then starts again someone else, and talks himself out at the bottom, starts again someone else, and you're just in this constant cycle of shiny object syndrome. You're finding the next shiny thing that looks amazing, looking into it. Oh, it's quite dull and boring actually. I've got to do some work. Next one, oh, that's shiny. Oh no, actually I've got to do quite a lot of work with that, and it's going to take a lot of my time, and you get stuck in that rut. So it's important to not do that. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's the understanding of like why. What is the reason why I want to do this journey? Why does it make sense to me? If it's trading, am I just looking at some guy and go, I ain't gonna drop his name, bloody bloke. I ain't gonna drop his name, but like he's straight into it. It's like, you make money in 50 seconds, and my gardener can do it, so you can too. Like, we're not doing it.
It was coming.
We're not doing it, but we have to understand the reason why. If you have a general interest in what you're looking at day in, day out, if you can have time, if you've got the effort and the reason why, the why is important, then we can sit there and do it. And the general passion for it, like we said, to find something that you want to do isn't easy. You know, it's not easy to find a habit find a hobby that you want to do. It's quite hard. But if we find something that we love, don't give up on it. Don't just go, like you said, going around in circles, start from the bottom, work to the top. I realise it's not working, go back down again. We're not doing that. We want to find something that interests us, and we want to put maximum effort into it. And don't slack on it. Don't do that. As you said, the awareness of why.
That's it.
Why, when, and how. How can we do it? Why and when? When can it be achievable?
Set that out in front of you, and it's so much clearer to be able to see your route.
Yeah.
And the reason, like you said, the reason why is the power that gets you through the hard times. That dull bit where you're almost talking yourself out of it. You question yourself. You're doubting yourself. You're not sure if this is actually what you should be doing. A little bit of imposter syndrome sinks in. You know, that why breaks down that door, and you get to push through it. So it's so important to make sure you have
That's one thing I've struggled with this year so far is imposter syndrome. I think we started off, when we first started the podcast, we struggled with that a little bit with like telling people that we're having a podcast, getting the word out there, putting our face on video now. And it's just like, crap, who's actually going to see this? You know, what they're going to think of us. And as time goes on, with the podcast side of things, it's really easy now. We're not worried about it. We're talking about how we feel. Yeah. We're not doing anything bad. We're just sharing our journey and our lessons that we've learned along the way. When it comes to stuff that you're getting more technical, and this is not financial advice, but stuff like you're talking about returns on Forex or returns on investing in certain companies and what the possibility is that you can get out of that, it then becomes a bit scary because you're putting your advice and your actual research on the line. You've researched something that you think is going to be the next best thing, or you think that you can make some money from. You're telling the world that, and you're going, right, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, I'm buying here, selling here, this is my goals, and I'm going to take you through it. And some people are like, yeah, you're such a rubbish, you know, this is the bad thing. And other people are like, yeah, do it, that's a great idea. But at the end of the day, you have to pay attention to the people that aren't saying yes, that aren't saying no. You pay attention to yourself. If you want to do it, you go and do it. If you believe, you've done the research, put the effort in, then just follow your reason why, just follow it. Easy.
Absolutely.
Easy.
So,
understanding what you want. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. No. To the words out of my mouth. Yeah. You need to that reason why and so on. It needs to be clear in your head. Like you were saying earlier about putting the pictures up on the wall, or in your phone. Sorry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Phone. Being able to see them every time, just to give you that. Yeah,
that's
great.
Yeah.
I know. Back a few episodes, I think it was the New Year's episodes. We talked about a vision board.
Yeah,
having a vision board and how powerful that is, and I genuinely find it really powerful.
I might, yeah.
But mine's on my computer, so it's not always available to see.
No,
it's buried on the internet. It's not actually in front of me. So I think the difference between just understanding what you want, having it in front of you daily to be able to like see it constantly. What book is that says that? It's
not the Unshakable. It's Think and Grow Rich, isn't it?
Think and Grow Rich. That's exactly it. The affirmations. You're seeing it constantly. What you say to yourself before you go to bed every night, and when you wake up every morning. It makes a difference. If it's clear in your head and you're able to tell yourself it every day, you you never doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome sinks. The reason why is there constantly. Your motivation, dedication, discipline will go through the roof.
Yeah.
It's a huge game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just something that so far this year, I think I'll struggle with a little bit. And now we're starting to talk about it and we're starting to implement it a bit better. Yeah, okay, I'm still struggling because I want to now reinstall the habit. You know, the habits have slipped a little bit and now we're reinstalling them. And as they come through, and as you can see that we're going bit by bit, the old me has now come back. Here we go, I'm back in that journey. I'm back in that drive. I want to get this going now. Here we go. And I'm green to go. It's happy. It makes me happy.
So we've tweaked our routines recently, haven't we? Because we've realised we're in a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
We've gone, actually, come on, mate, we're being slack here. Even though we're doing podcasts every week, the whole focus of the work is not always just about the podcast.
No.
We've got quite a bit going on in the background that we're trying to get to you guys and push out and make something of this. And we've realised we're in a slump, so we've almost had to go back to basics with our accountability, haven't we? We've had to take action, because even though we've tried to restart a couple of times, we've just had too much load on the old engine and we keep on stalling.
Yeah.
So we've almost gone back to basics and properly cut it down to skeleton, the bare bones, where we were way back in like 2019, 2020, where we first started. And now it's going to be easy to rebuild all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I think it's really smart from us. I think being able to just grow again, because we've lost track of where we were. We're so busy and just flat out doing everything. Yeah. We lost sight slightly. And now we're just having to reframe, refocus. And it's like, as long as you, like us, have taken action on that realization that you've lost your way, you can't go wrong as well. It doesn't matter that you've gone wrong. You corrected, you've taken action, you're moving forward again. I think that's quite key as well.
Mate, absolutely, that's massive. And that's where our purpose and values fall into place, because we've not only gone back to basics, we've reviewed what we feel, how we feel, and what is on our priorities. And we've gone, right, okay, here we go. This is high, this is medium, and this is low. Okay, so what do I need to put first? Well, the highest one first. And we go back to basics, as you said. We hit that priority. Once we're happy with it, it's done. The habit's formed. We go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And as that comes on, we almost automate it ourselves. We physically don't have to think. It just happens. It's like getting up in the morning and going for a wee. Sometimes you don't have to think about it. It's a habit, so you go and do it, like having a coffee. You get up, you have a coffee, or you go to the gym or whatever. If you've installed that habit in you, it becomes easy. It's second nature. You just get up and do it. You don't think about it. It's just trackies on, socks on, top on, walk down the stairs, turn the kettle on, go for a wee, come back, make your coffee, go back to work. Away you go. It's just that habit, and that's what we're going back to. Those purpose and values, we've reviewed them, we're going back into them, and we're making them stick, and there we are. It's simple as that. We have to review.
Exactly. Spot on. Anything else you want to talk about?
I want to talk about real quick.
Go on.
Final one.
Let's go. Let's deep.
Is I've already said it today, but I just want to reiterate that we've seen on social media that the story of becoming wealthy is easy. The story of becoming who you want to be, live the life that's prosperous for you, is out there for everyone to see. And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to go, is this really what I want? If it is, then continue to pursue it. If it isn't, if it's really, really not true to yourself, if you're just being that magpie, flying for that gold chain, or that's the silver they go for, innit? Silver chain, then don't do it to yourself. Find love in what you do for a day-to-day work or a hobby. Find love in that, and success will come to you in that hobby. Just follow that dream, follow that hobby, follow that love for that. If you want to be successful in Forex, investing, classic cars, farm on whatever, fully indulge yourself in it. Drop everything you've got and just push to the limit and just get involved in it. Don't dip in, dip out. You're either in or you're out. It's as simple as that. The podcast, we're either in or we're out. There's no, I don't feel like doing it this week. I'm a bit tired. I've got to go to the airport and I've got to travel away. If you're either in, you're either out. It's up to you. The decision's yours. Don't mess around. Just get it done. As we said, peaks and troughs, they happen. But it's all about reevaluating where you are and getting back into it. Happy?
Just a quote.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. We haven't done a quote. Here we go.
It was it just pinged in my head when you were saying that. It was if you're not enjoying the bad times, it's probably not the right journey for you.
Yeah.
Just think about the quote. It says, "The man who enjoys the journey will walk farther than the man who likes the destination.
Absolutely.
So just think about that. If the journey is miserable, hateful, toxic, it's not for you. Get out, find a different journey.
Yeah.
If it's just the destination you want, the Lambos and the house in Dubai, find a different way of getting there. Find a nice route.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, link to be down below. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share this podcast. Get this out there so we can help the world, guys. It ain't easy, but we're here. Have a good week. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye. Success is available for everyone, so why should you settle for less?